SPFS TV tómilẹ̀ títí tó ṣàprápra tó tún lè lálejò tó táwọn yọ. SPFS TV òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ gbogbo. ọ̀dà ṣóò ti gbó òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ gbogbo. àǹtí ṣóò ti gbó òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ gbogbo. ẹ̀yin àpẹ̀ṣẹ́ ti gbó òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ gbogbo. SPFS TV lórí YouTube subscribe. ẹ̀kọ́ àgbẹ̀ tó yè kóró. ìròyìn lóríṣiríṣi nípa agriculture. SPFS TV òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ tókò. ọ̀dà ṣóò ti gbó òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ tókò. àǹtí ṣóò ti gbó òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ tókò. ẹ̀yin àpẹ̀ṣẹ́ ti gbó òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ tókò. SPFS TV lórí Facebook, SPFS TV lórí YouTube, SPFS TV lórí Instagram for your agricultural programs lóríṣiríṣi. àgbẹ̀ ọlọ́sìn ẹja oríire ti dé, ọlọ́sìn adìyẹ má ṣe mí kan rárá. SPFS TV òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ tókò. ọ̀dà ṣóò ti gbó òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ tókò. àǹtí ṣóò ti gbó òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ tókò. ẹ̀yin àpẹ̀ṣẹ́ ti gbó òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ tókò.
All right, beautiful people, thank you for joining us on this very episode of Let's Talk Agric on SPFS television. Welcome on board, and I want to say thank you for every time. Today is going to be all fruity again because we have our guest here in the studio who is going to be discussing with us everything about pineapple farming. If you have been interested in the full guide to planting pineapple, from land preparation to cultivation, if you're even interested about the different cultivars and how it happens that you find out that some pineapples have some tropical color, some golden color, some all green. Why do we have these specialties or these differences in the crop pineapple? You get to know in this episode of Let's Talk Agric on SPFS television with us this afternoon. My name is Olamide Teju. So you can call me Sisi Teju. Welcome back after this first break. We'll be back with our guest in the studio. He's called Dr. Crop. Yes, Dr. Crop will be giving us the full detail or gist about pineapple farming. Remember to learn, to like, to watch and share. Learn, like, watch and share. Do join us after the break.
SPFS TV tómilẹ̀ títí tó ṣàprápra tó tún lè lálejò tó táwọn yọ. SPFS TV òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ gbogbo. ọ̀dà ṣóò ti gbó òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ gbogbo. àǹtí ṣóò ti gbó òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ gbogbo. ẹ̀yin àpẹ̀ṣẹ́ ti gbó òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ gbogbo. SPFS TV lórí YouTube subscribe. ẹ̀kọ́ àgbẹ̀ tó yè kóró.
All right, welcome back, people. It's still Let's Talk Agric on SPFS TV, where we are discussing a fruit crop today. I said pineapple. So today we're looking at pineapple, popularly called cosmos. It has a botanical name, and then it has what people call it. A lot of people have different names for it. And let me just tell you that pineapple, apart from being an edible edible fruit. It can also be used for soup. It can be used for what people call agbo herbs. You know, people use it for different things. People use it for soup. People use it for, you know, for syrups, for, you know, cake and pastries. They use it in industries for so many things. There are a lot of things we can get from pineapple. And in case you have been a fan or a lover of that fruit, today you get to know about how it is planted. You know, I usually say it on this program that it is very important to know, you know, a little bit about what you eat. How is it planted? How is it cultivated? In fact, how does it get to your table? What processes does it go through before it gets to your table? So today we have Farmer Oduola M. Ayodeji in the studios with us, who is going to be doing justice to the topic for today: pineapple crop farming. What is it all about? He came all the way from Ogbonwosho today, so we are so glad to have him here with us on SPFS TV. Let's Talk Agric. Thank you for joining us, sir.
You're welcome.
All right. So people are so excited today. I trust that people are excited. They want to learn about pineapple. I want you to start with, okay, let's start with you. How long have you been in the business of doing pineapple farming?
Well, we've been into these things, that should be 2019.
Okay, that's
2019.
3 years. Okay, let's say 3 years back.
Yes.
So you've been doing plantation.
Yes.
Pineapple farming. Okay, let's look at pineapple as a crop. What kind of crop it is? Is it, okay, when it comes to, we know it's a fruit, but when it comes to its peculiarities as a fruit crop, what kind of crop? How will you describe, you know, the kind of fruit crop it is?
Okay. Well, it's a permanent crop.
Okay.
Or agronomically, it's an orchard. It's an orchard crop.
All right.
Orchards are permanent crops too.
Okay.
But permanent crops that are fruits, just like pineapples, oranges, we call them orchards.
Okay.
But the ones like oil palm, all those ones are called permanent crops. Although orchards are permanent crops too.
Interesting.
But because they are fruits, they are called orchards.
Okay.
So I can describe pineapple as an orchard crop.
An orchard crop.
Yes.
Okay, meaning that beyond just getting the fruit in a season, you know, if it brings out fruits this season, you can always keep harvesting season after season for years.
Yeah, that's ratoon. That's what we call ratooning.
Okay.
And it's not only pineapple that
is like that.
That is like that.
Okay.
We have plantain, we have sugarcane, and in some cases rice.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's ratooning.
Ratooning.
Yes.
Interesting.
In pineapple, the first ratoon, second ratoon, third, fourth, fifth, at least 5 years, you'll be able to get subsequent returns. Although as it ages, the number of fruits or the returns will keep declining. Yeah, in number and in sizes.
In size.
Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
It will keep declining. But at least for the minimum of 5 years, you will get good returns and average size fruits and big fruits in some cases. Depends on many factors.
All right. Okay, let's get to the farm. But before we get to the farm, I need to tell our audience that pineapple as a crop, a fruit crop, did not start here in Nigeria. Of course, it has been researched that it came from West Indies. You know, even till date, you find out that India, some countries like India, they produce more pineapple crops because it originated from there. And then it came to Africa in the 15th century. You know, the first people that first saw pineapple was around 13th century. Then it came to Africa in the 15th century. So now that we have pineapple in Africa, let's get down to the farm. How do you start the cultivation? Let's start with the land preparation. What kind of soil is suitable for pineapple farming, and how do you start?
Okay, pineapple can grow on almost all type of soil. So far, it is not waterlogged. Yeah, so far it is not waterlogged.
But pineapple needs a lot of water.
Yes, it needs, but not waterlogged. If
Not waterlogged soil.
Yes, not all. I say swampy.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
if it's planted in a waterlogged area, then the suckers will be rotting
Oh,
at the base.
interesting.
And that's a waste.
Oh,
And that will even breed some causative or disease, or should I say fungi or things like that. When it is too wet or it is swampy, like it retains water for a very long time.
wow.
And when it's not clay, or it needs a very loose soil.
Okay, a loose
Just
soil.
Loose soil, so just like the soil we can use to plant maize.
Oh, then that means you're talking loamy soil.
Loamy soil,
Okay,
or should I say loamy, sandy loamy? But clay soil is
the best.
it's
Out of it.
It's out of it.
All right. Okay.
Clay soil is not out of it. Clay soil is zero.
Okay. Now that we have our soil ready, what's the next thing to do?
Process of plantation, right?
Yes.
Okay. Land clearing. Once you're done with your land clearing, then if it's a tractorable land, I mean a land that a tractor can work on.
Okay.
That is that has minimum number of should I say trees, or that doesn't have trees at all. So you can get a plowing machine, then plow. After the plowing, we do harrowing.
Okay.
Then after that, although after plow you wait for like a week before harrowing. Then after harrowing, then you'll be doing something we call laying out.
All right.
Laying out. We use pegs and ropes, just like the ones that those bricklayers do use. Then a peg like this, it has measurements actually.
All right.
So we can use 30 by 60 centimeter by 75 centimeter, like 30 by 60 centimeter inter and intra.
Okay, that's the spacing now.
Spacing, yes.
All right.
It will be done with the laying out.
Okay.
That's just one side. It will be done with laying out. So after the laying out, then the planters will be following the laying out so that it will be straight. If you want to do something professional, it will be straight. Okay. So that is if it is a tractorable land. If the land is not tractorable, then you have to employ manual workers. Okay. Like the one we are presently doing in Ibadan. You have to employ manual workers. They will use their hand to ridge, to make ridges. Normal ridges, not hippo. All right. Ridges, yes. On a straight on a straight line. Right. So one will be like this, one will be like this. This will be the space within this space will be like 30 centimeter. Then the next one like this will be like 60 centimeter. Like 30 by 60 centimeter. Okay. Then the next ridge, you can make it like 75 centimeter or 100 centimeter for spacing. So that there will be at least a space for you to plant to ply. All if right. You are moving around the farm, or people that are weeding, so that they won't just weed away your plants when they are still small. Wow. Just all those small spaces. Okay. So that's it. All right. That's if it is a non-tractorable land. That's it. That's the mode, the mode of establishment actually. Should I continue with? All right. So we have the land prepared already, yes. With ridges. If you don't have a tractor, you have employ people to make ridges on your farm on a straight line, yes. With spacing of 30 by 60 centimeter. All right, as you said. 75 centimeter, 100 centimeter. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the planting material for pineapple crop. What is that thing that we use for propagation? Is it a plant? Is it a sucker? What is it? What is it called? And how do you plant? Okay. The best material for planting is suckers. Okay. Although there used to be sayings when we were in primary school or secondary school that the pineapple fruit, the crown. Yes, the crown of the head, that we should not throw it away. Yeah. Although it will germinate, but it will take a very long time. Oh. For that kind of cultivar or that kind of material to bring. Okay, so the best one is the sucker. Yeah. What does it look like? The sucker comes out from the plant. Yes, that's what we meant by ratoon. Okay. It comes out from the plant. Like once a plant is grown up to like 18 months after the first fruit. After you harvest the first fruit, okay, it will shoot out like this. One plant can have up to 4 suckers. So you will remove the tree, you will remove 3 out of it, and the remaining one you will leave it there. Then the 3 extra will be planted into another place. So that's how the sucker used to come. Then it's just like plantain. Just like the normal way suckers used to come from plantain. Okay. That's how suckers used to come from pineapple too. Although it is not always as much as the one of plantain. But it do come out. Okay. I think it should be part of the pictures I sent. Yes, of course. It's part of the plant. It comes from the sideways like this. All right. And the matured ones are the ones that they used to sell. Okay. So you get the sucker and then you put it in the ridges that you have made already. Yes. Okay. Although it's always good to treat with prior to planting. Okay. It's always good to treat it. Although the process is very long and although it's always good to treat the suckers to avoid future problems. Okay. To decrease mortality rate. Okay. Sucker, yeah. So once you treat it, although it is not mandatory, it is not mandatory. I've only treated once.
All right.
It is not mandatory, but it was always very good to treat the suckers.
Okay. Now, talking of suckers, I'm sure that these suckers have their cultivars, they have their varieties. Okay. I was saying something earlier that you find out that you buy some pineapples in the market. Some have a yellow, gold color. Some are so green. Some are so, kind of tropical in color. So, what is responsible for this? Is this just a cultivar, or there is something else responsible for that?
That's breeds now.
Oh.
We have varieties. We have smooth cayenne, we have marigold, we have MD2, we have sugar loaf. But the ones that are very, very common in Nigeria
All right.
is smooth cayenne, MD2, then sugar loaf. Marigold, I saw it from a colleague in the United States.
Oh.
White lady actually.
Wow.
That's where you can get marigold. I've not seen it here.
Oh, we don't plant it here in Nigeria.
I've not seen it.
Okay.
So the ones that are very, very that we are very conversant here in Nigeria is smooth cayenne, MD2, and sugar loaf.
Okay.
So smooth cayenne is always the best. Reason that it's always bigger and it has a lot of juice.
Oh.
Yeah, it's always very heavy. Yeah, it has a long shelf life.
Oh, interesting. What's the color?
Yeah, if you peel it, it's always creamy.
Creamy.
Yeah, kind of yellow.
I mean before you take off the body.
It can still be green.
It can still be green,
And
and it
it's
will be
ripe.
ripe.
Yeah.
Wow.
It can still be green. Although at times if it's very long on the farm and
Oh.
it will be yellow. It
Oh.
can still be green and it's ripe.
Wow. That's a smooth cayenne.
Yeah, that's what's kind. And as the same thing applies to MD2. The only difference MD2 has is that the shelf life is not as long as the one of
Smooth cayenne.
Yes.
Interesting.
And that MD2 is not even common as smooth cayenne. Most of the people that plant are planting smooth cayenne because of the market requirements. The market, people that we sell to, some are selling to processing companies.
Okay.
And some are selling to open markets.
Okay.
If you are selling to processing companies, they will give you requirements of what they want.
They want.
Yes. So and
That's right.
They will come for it and check what you have. If it is what they want, they will buy. But if you are selling to open markets, nobody is concerned with what you bring.
All right.
So sugar loaf, it's always very small
Oh.
and it is very sweet.
Sweet. Yes, I think I've tasted
It
one
is
of
always
it.
white. It's not creamy.
Oh.
If you peel it,
It's always white.
It's
Wow.
not ripe.
Wow.
It's always very small and
Wow.
it is very, very, shall I say, fertile. It spreads easily.
Easily, and
Yeah.
it gives you more yield.
Yeah, no. It is
Not
very
really.
small.
Okay.
So we don't plant it.
Oh.
Before we look at it, every of these places.
But we have them in markets.
It's always in the market. It's in the market. But it is not common.
Okay.
It's not common. Because it is highly prolific. The planting material is always prolific. They are very stubborn. Just like these are local banana. It will just spread out now, and before you look at it, it will dominate over the good ones. So
I
we
see.
don't plant it. I have it in the woman, so I just use it as a boundary.
Oh, okay.
to differentiate my plots to
Another person's.
plots.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
That's what I use it to do. That's
Wow.
sugar loaf.
Oh.
It has a very high content of sugar.
Sugar. All
Yes.
right.
Although
Okay.
some might need it and the request for it, but
Okay.
it is not as
It's not the best for farming.
no. It is not the best for, should I say, economically,
Okay.
because you will spend the same amount of money you will spend on smooth cayenne, you will spend the same amount on sugar loaf, and sugar loaf is always very small,
Well.
and smooth cayenne can be as heavy as 4 kg, 3 kg,
Wow.
just one fruit.
Wow.
Sugar loaf you can't get 1 kg. It's always very small, but extremely sweet.
Extremely sweet.
Yes, and it's
Okay.
always very white.
Oh.
So, mere looking at it, you won't be interested in it.
All right. So you will advise prospective farmers to always go for the smooth cayenne
Because you can sell
cultivar.
that, yeah, you can sell that to anybody.
Anybody, including
Processors, exporters,
Okay.
all those people, you can sell to anybody.
All right. All right. Now that we've talked about the, the suckers, the varieties, talking of the cultivars, I want us to look at the suitable climate
Okay.
for pineapple farming, you know, you talked about the sand, the soil, which has to be kind of sandy, loomy. It must be a loose soil. Okay,
yes.
clay soil is out of it.
Out of
We have
it.
established that. Now let's talk about the climate. What climate is suitable for cultivation of pineapple farming?
The best climate is still tropical rainforest. The tropics, where we have good rainfall and at the same time good sunlight.
Wow.
Because this particular crop we are talking about needs a lot of sun.
Okay, I thought it doesn't like heat. I read that pineapples don't
Yes,
like
it doesn't
heat.
like it extreme heat,
Okay.
and it does not like the extreme coldness.
Oh.
I say very low temperature.
So everything was moderate.
moderate.
Wow.
So the best area for it is this side, this tropical rainforest,
Oh.
where we have good sun and where we have
Oh,
good
interesting.
rain.
Interesting.
And it must not be covered by any tree or shading or something.
Oh.
Like that. Yeah. If the plant is covered, the fruit will not be good. Although the vegetative part of the plant, you know what I mean by vegetative part?
Yes.
It will grow.
The cones, yeah.
Yeah, it will grow. But the fruits will not be more than the fruits will not be good. And the
Mm.
plants might even be very tiny like this.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it must face the sun directly.
Wow.
Yeah, it must face the sun directly for
Wow.
easy access to sunlight,
Wow.
photosynthesis, things like that. It
Hmm.
must face the sun.
All right, people, we are still talking ananas comosus, that is pineapple crop, on the program today on SPFS television. We're still looking at how it is planted, how it is cultivated, and what is needed for a farmer to start a pineapple farming, talking of the plantation. Now, I recall that we said that pineapple got to Africa around the 15th century, and we have so many countries that are still planting pineapples. You're talking of Nigeria is a part of the countries,
Yeah.
although we may not be one of the biggest producers. Don't do your face like that. We may not be one of the biggest producers, but we have countries like Costa Rica, Brazil, China, India, Thailand being one of the modern producers of pineapple globally. Now, when it comes to maturity of a pineapple plant, how long, what's the duration for a pineapple plant to grow up? I mean, to become a mature fruit.
Okay.
How long does it take?
After planting, immediately you plant, then you start counting. 18 months. Although that 18 months is subjected to some, should I say, some process or some conditions.
Wow.
If you do what you are supposed to do. Now, if you plant now, a very good sucker, a healthy one. If you plant now under normal condition, under good environment, tropical rainforest, enough rain, enough sun. After a year, there is some. I was talking about floral induction the other time. Yeah, you induce after a year that you planted, you will induce. That induction will make the plant is an hormone.
Okay.
It will make the plants
To start bearing fruit.
to start blooming flowers.
Oh.
Yeah, so after the induction, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, you will have fruit.
Wow. Healthy fruits, edible fruits.
Yeah, edible fruits.
Interesting.
And if you plant at the right time,
Hmm.
you see, so one of the videos I sent to you, we irrigated.
Hmm.
I planted that field August last year when the rain was almost gone,
Oh.
and I don't want to lose the field,
Hmm.
so we have to irrigate because August, September, October, just 3 months.
Wow.
It is not enough. The plants will die.
Hmm.
So and we are already approaching the extreme dry season. It will die. So we have to provide irrigation
Wow.
for it.
Wow.
But the irrigation will not be as good as rain, but it will keep the plants alive.
Interesting.
Yeah, they will be alive. So if you are planting by August and you are not providing irrigation, well, in a year time, your plants will not be ready for induction because they won't be big yet. If you just induce it, they will die.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you are planting, or if you are planting this month, like this April when the rain just started, by the time it will be a year, that year will be another rainy season.
Hmm.
So the induction has to be done in rainy season so that the plants will have enough water to produce fruit.
Hmm.
Yeah, if you are inducing in dry season, you just want to kill the plants because there won't be
Interesting.
water
Oh.
to produce
Absolutely.
fruits. Yeah, even if it was the food would be like this, it won't be good. All the plants might just die.
Oh, exactly. I get the point. You notice that our guest has been talking much about the fruiting because a pineapple plant actually is about the fruit.
Yes.
What you want to get out of the pineapple is the fruit, which is edible, which can be used for so many things, for soup, for, you know, a lot of things that people use it for. We'll come back after the break and still talk more about pineapple farming. But before we go, I want to encourage you to learn, to like, to share. Don't forget that you don't have to learn this alone. Make sure you share with all other persons watching with you. Share with them and use the comment section. We'll be taking the comments after the short break and see your contributions to our topic today concerning pineapple farming. Do stay with us.
Ìwé kíkọ láì sí ọkọ àti àdá fún ìpè o. Iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ iṣẹ́ ilé wa ẹni kò ṣiṣẹ́ á máa jalè. Ọmọ àgbẹ̀ ló ń kíyàn alátàndá ọmọ àgbẹ̀. Òjò máa rọ̀ sínú oko bàbá mi. Bí kò bá sí orí ara ò bá ti kú tipẹ́. Bí kò bá sí èjìká aṣọ kò bá yẹ̀gẹ̀rẹ̀. Bí kò bá sí àgbẹ̀ nínú oko ní kí lára àgbòrò fẹ́ jẹ. Bí kò bá sí àgbàdo kí la àbá máa pè lógì. Ẹ yé bú àgbẹ̀ mọ́ nípa ará oko ò kì í ṣará ọ̀run. Ẹ̀mí orógbó ni Ṣàngó fi ń mí. Ẹ̀mí ọ̀mùnù ilẹ̀kùn fi ń dàgbà. Ṣé bí oúnjẹ inú ń gbé Nàìjíríà wa ró? Ìwé kíkọ́ láìsí ọkọ́ àti àdá. Kò ì pé o. Iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ ìníṣẹ́ ilé wa. Ẹni kò ṣiṣẹ́ yóò má sì jalè. Ìwé kíkọ́ láìsí ọkọ́ àti àdá. Kò ì pé o. SPFS TV tó milẹ̀ títí tó ṣàprápra tó tún lè lálejò tó táwọn yọ. SPFS TV òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ gbogbo. Ọ̀dà ṣó ti gbó òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ gbogbo. Àǹtí ṣó ti gbó òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ gbogbo. Ẹ̀yin àpẹ̀ṣẹ́ ti gbó òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ gbogbo. SPFS TV lórí YouTube subscribe. Ẹ̀kọ́ àgbẹ̀ tó yè kóró. Ìròyìn lóríṣiríṣi nípa agriculture. SPFS TV òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ tókò. Ọ̀dà ṣó ti gbó òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ tókò. Àǹtí ṣó ti gbó òun ní ká máa wò ní tilẹ̀ tókò. Ẹ̀yin àpẹ̀ṣẹ́ ti gbó òun ní ká máa.
All right, welcome back, people. Thank you for staying tuned. It's still SPFS Television, Let's Talk Agric, where we're still doing ananas comosus. Yes, I think I got it right this time.
Yeah, you got it right.
Pineapple farming. Still talking with Farmer Oduola Ayodeji, all the way from Ogbomosho, is here today to speak to us, to give us a full guide concerning pineapple farming. And he's been doing a good job concerning that. Okay, I was still going to ask something about the pineapple before we go to our comments on our page. You know, there's something people say about pineapple. The name pineapple. Okay. Some think it is a pine crop, like it has pines. But research shows that a pineapple is not an apple.
Yes.
It is not an apple, and it is not a pine crop, but it is a flower crop, a berry. Okay. Can you expatiate on that? Can you put it into perspective, talking about a pineapple not being an apple, you know, especially for children, people who have children, because they hear the word pineapple. Okay, what's the detailed explanation to say that, oh, pineapple is not a pine crop, it is not an apple, it is a berry.
I think the pine at the addition, is it prefix? The
pine
prefix,
yes.
The pine prefix
yes.
is removed from, should I say, spines?
Oh,
because of the
leaves.
The spines.
Okay.
The spines.
Oh, right.
Because of the because of the spines. And the apple before it, I mean after it, at the suffix is probably the look.
Okay.
Or I think it should be the look. Well, that is how it was originated. That was the name
given to it.
Okay. And those people are the ones that know why they give such a name.
So, okay, I just want to establish that it is because of its resemblance, okay, to a pine that it was first called pine crop before people now started, especially in the West Indies, now started calling it pineapple. For young people who are listening to us, maybe they want to know why it is called pineapple. It's always important to know why something is like it is, so that you will always have a reason to back up whatever you are establishing or justifying. Let's take a quick comment from our page right now. I'm having a lot of people celebrating our farmer here from all the way. I've been asking people to tell us where they are commenting from, so we can also say hi to them from wherever they are watching us from on the program. We have Aliyu Abdurrashid Wado is on the page, is listening to us, is watching us today. We have Toba Olutoba Israel Olukitibi. He said, well done, sir. Olaide Capable is also saying, good job, boss. We have Akorede Ajibola Abraham. He's saying well done. Thank you too. Omokonye Kainde is saying well done. Oyekomi Ebenezer is saying this is awesome. Thank you too. Ajani Olalekon Nathaniel, he said great job. Thank you. Ono Wole Titilayo is saying well done. Damilola Alamu saying well done. Thank you, Damilola. Adeoluwa Tomi Singh. Akorede Ajibola Abraham, he said he's watching from Lautech. Yes, I guess it's a graduate of Lautech.
I'm a final year student.
You're a final year student.
Agronomy.
Interesting. Okay, we'll still get personal about you some time later before we end the show, because your name, Dr. Crop, sounds interesting. So I want to know how you got that name, how you got dubbed that name. But let's get back to pineapple. When it comes to now, you have the suckers in the ridges. Okay, you have some can be treated and you may not treat it if you have your trust in that suckers, okay, or that cultivar. Okay, now that you've started planting, you have the suitable climate, everything is set, it's not shady, you have average, you have moderate sunshine, moderate rainfall, as you have said. So all of these things are in place already. Now let's get to the flowering stage. Okay, you have said it will take about 18 months.
18 months.
For maturity.
Yes. During the 18 months, I'm not yet done with.
Yes, I was going to ask you that. In between the 18 months, what do you do?
Okay. In the first 2 months, pineapple is a crop that feeds, it has a shallow root. And it feeds heavily on nitrogen and potassium. Okay. So, in the first 2 months, you apply a nitrogenous fertilizer. It is very important for vegetative growth. Right. So you apply fertilizer, a nitrogenous fertilizer, to the end of the 12th month. You apply nitrogen, that's like something like urea. Okay, I don't want to mention the company's name. Okay. Something like urea or something like that. You apply it till the end of the 12th month, probably 2 months or 3 months, as you wish, and as long depends on the land, the soil too. You apply that, and you apply some a potassium fertilizer, something like you can use potash or just get into any agricultural store shop and get a potassium rich fertilizer. You can just apply that once or twice or thrice.
At what months is that?
Okay, 6 months, 6 months, 9 months, then 12 months. At times you can use your discretion if you are experienced and know how the plant should look. All right. You can use your discretion. 6 months, 9 months, then 12 months. That's probably 12 gram per 10, 12 or 13 gram per plant. And same thing is applicable to the urea or any nitrogenous fertilizer. So that is it. And the problem, one of the main challenges of pineapple farming is weed.
All right, we're still going to talk about challenges, but go ahead.
Okay, one of the main challenges is weed. Yeah, it's the weed is always much. Yeah, and it has to be clean. If you want a very good product, it has to be clean, because the weeds will be sharing the nutrients you are giving to your plants. They will be sharing it together, and the weeds will be growing more than your plants, because the weed, their own habitat is on that farm. That is their own natural habitat. You are the pineapple you are bringing, you are planting, is a stranger. So if you are not very serious about the weed will overthrow you. the weed will overthrow the farm, and they might even collect the farm from you if you are not
The way you said collect the farm.
Yes, now I've seen something like that.
Wow.
I've seen it.
Is that terrible?
I've seen it.
Wow.
The weed was as grown as this.
Wow.
And there is a pineapple inside.
So you must sit with your crop. You must sit with your
Yes,
farm
yes,
to
yes.
ensure that your pineapple
Yes.
really grow well.
Yes, yes, yes. You have to be there. If you are an absentee, you can't.
You can't do pineapple
you
farming.
Can't do,
Oh.
because the weed, there are many challenges of that. If I'm in Ogbomoso, we have a manager in Ibadan that will take over. If I am not in Ibadan, if I'm in Ogbomoso, if I'm in Ibadan, there is a manager in Ogbomoso that will take over. I will be there to ensure the farm is in a good condition. If I am not around,
Okay.
so if you want a very good fruit, you have to be mindful of the weeds. And some people use what should I call it, mulching film. There is what we call mulching film. It's always is a nylon, or should I say a sheet.
Okay.
It's always used to cover the ridge, except there will be a hole for you to plant your suckers, but the remaining the free land on the ridge will be covered by the mulching film.
Okay.
But
To prevent
weed.
Okay.
But it also has its own disadvantage. So I would not advise myself or my clients to
do
use
that.
it.
All
Because
right.
once you use mulching film, there will be should I say reduction in rain. Rain will not enter that land. Rain will not enter. You have to have should I say irrigation lines
Management.
under the mud.
Alright.
That's an additional cost.
Hmm.
And the irrigation you will use, it will be extra cost, because if you are using drip irrigation,
Okay.
will be-
We talked about
it will-
it last
it
week.
will-
That
it will-
it
it
costs
will-
a lot.
it costs a lot. It will be extra, because you have to. It's always double row spacing. You will use drip here, drip here. It will be 1 acre. It should be around 400,000 naira or so. Then it will be times 2.
Right.
That's 800,000.
Right.
That is not advisable, even if you are using sprinkler. It is not
Okay.
advisable.
All right.
It is
So
not advisable.
we are already getting to the management aspect of the plant already. Still talking about pineapple farming with Dr. Crop. He is Farmer Odola Ayodeja. I hope you don't mind that I call you Farmer.
That's my profession now.
Okay. So still talking about the plants, the crop. We have talked about the planting material. We are talking about the plant preparation. Now we are getting into the maintenance. I want us to discuss some of the, apart from the manure that is added, what are the things that you put in place to keep away pests and diseases? I want us to start moving on to the pest and diseases aspects
Okay.
now, because I find out that I think I bought a pineapple before, and I found out that it was looking healthy on the outside, but cutting it down, it was already rotten inside. So I'm sure it was a disease that,
I
it was a
understand.
diseased crop already. And, for consumers like us, for marketers, how do you identify diseased pineapple crop? But before we get into that, let's talk about, what I first said, that how do you
Disease.
prevent pests and diseases while you are still managing your crop on the farm?
The first thing is, if your farm is clean, that there is no weed, there won't be a host for disease or pest causative pest.
No, that's to say that what they say in Yoruba, that Arotoba tutu.
Yesi.
So
If
your
there is-
arrow, your farm must not be tutu for
If it
them.
is clean, there will be no pests.
Oh wow.
If it is clean, no weed, nothing. There would be no place for them to live now.
Wow.
And mostly pineapple does not. It doesn't really have most times though. It doesn't really have a problem with pests and diseases like that most times.
Okay.
Although there used to be cases of mealybugs and other pests like that. I've seen mealybugs. Yes.
Okay.
And that can be treated with an insecticide. Actually,
Okay.
it is not hard. And sometimes if the land is too marshy, or if the soil is waterlogged, there will be fungal attack on the root, which will kill the sucker at the root. The
And
root
enter
will be
into the
rotting.
fruit.
You said?
I said it could even enter into the fruit.
Yeah, definitely. The plant will even die. The root will be rotting. the root will be rotten. So once the root is rotten, the plant is dead. But mealybugs, they will attack the leaves, they attack they will enter the plants and
destroy it.
They will destroy the plants. And at times, the plants might not be diseased. The plants might not be attacked by any pest or anything. It might be sunburn. Yes. Once your plant is fruiting, once there is a fruit, and the sun is much, there has to be mulching.
Okay.
You have to mulch the fruit, not the plant this time around. You have to mulch the fruit.
What do you mean by mulching?
Mulching the fruit is if there is a pineapple plant here now and the fruit is coming up, the fruit has moisture content, and the sun up there is very high. It will be draining it. And in that process, the fruit will start getting rotten or spoiled. So what you do is you will get bush, that's dried bushes or rice straws or all these things that they used to use on yam heap.
Okay.
Have you seen yam heap before?
Yes.
Those things you can place it on that fruit or beside it to reduce the
intensity.
Protect it. To reduce the intensity of the direct sunlight. And at times I saw in a post from the United States that they use paper. They cut paper, A4 paper. They use A4 paper.
All right.
Then they cut the inside. Then they wear it on the neck of the plant.
Like a cloth.
Yeah, like a cloth. They wear it on the body of the plants.
The fruits now.
Yeah, the fruits rather. They wear it on its body. The intensity of the sun will not hit the fruit directly. Although it will still get there, but it will be reduced.
Interesting.
It will be minimal.
Interesting.
So your fruit will not burn. But the moisture content in it will not be drained out. Without local mulching, we call the ones we do here local mulching. We'll get grasses, dried grasses. We'll put it on it. That one is still a very good option too.
Okay.
Because that one on paper is,
I was even thinking that the idea of using the paper, that it could really not work out if you have hectares of land, rain. Yeah.
If there is rain, the paper is gone.
Yeah.
Or dried bush, it won't go. It will be there.
Sure.
It will reduce the intensity of the sun, so the fruit will not burn.
Interesting. We are still speaking with Mr. Oduola Ayodeji, who is a pineapple farmer and has been doing this for about 3 years. And we're still looking at some of the processes, the guide, the techniques to doing pineapple farming right. In case you're just tuning in to this television set for the first time, this is SPFS TV, where we celebrate farmers, we project farmers, we talk about agriculture, and we are very, very intentional about doing Agric right, getting agriculture right, and ensuring that we have food security again in Nigeria and globally. Looking at the statistics, recently concerning climate change, concerning food security, you find out that we all need to get something done. We all need our hands to be on deck concerning agriculture. So if you are a young person, if you are a farmer, if you are not, or you are an intending farmer, you are an agriculturist, or you are a student, please get interested in agriculture and get interested in what we are doing. This is also one of our ways of giving back to our society on SPFS television. Still talking pineapple farming. So now let's look at you've talked about the mealybugs, which can be one of the pests of pineapple crop. Now that you have your pineapple crop, you have it fully grown, maturity 18 months. 18 months
under normal circumstances, under good gap.
Okay.
We call gap good agronomic practices.
All right. Okay.
So under normal, your pineapple plant can be there 24 months, 3 years, and it will not fruit.
Wow.
If you don't follow the process, if you don't do what you are supposed to do.
I think it has even happened that I tried, doing that of the crown of the pineapple.
Oh, that one was meant 3 years.
Okay, I did it in a place where I was staying when I was staying in Osun State. I recall I spent 2 years in Osun State and it never fruited. I don't know if that's fruited now. It never fruited.
It might not fruit.
I even thought maybe I did it wrong, but I saw it looked as if the plant was doing well. But I was expecting that I should have been eating my pineapple.
No. Because it is a crown.
Oh, it will take longer time.
It will take very longer time. Wow. And you said it's about 2 years of age. If you induce it, it will fruit.
Oh.
get
Okay.
into fruit.
All right. Now let's get to the harvesting stage. When it comes to harvesting a pineapple crop, or if the fruits now, how do you identify a ripe pineapple fruit?
Obviously, it's yellow. Yes, obviously.
But we have the green ones in
The green
market.
ones.
I told you about it.
Yeah, you will see. You will check. If you touch it, it will be soft.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's a touching aspect
Yes,
of
and
it.
if you press it, it will be soft.
Whoa.
Yes. All right, I can digress. When I was in secondary school,
All right. Let's say it.
we had a pineapple plantation. Then I was a senior boy. So, we'll go to the farm because I was senior boy. Then no one can question me if I enter the school
Okay.
farm. So we enter, we just press it like this. Then I don't know. I was even studying agriculture. I was
Wow.
even chasing medicine. Then blah, 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 blah.
No.
So we just get there, press it. Once it's soft, we pluck it and put it inside sack. Get it back to the
You
hostel.
run away. Wow.
Yes, get back to the hostel. Yes, that's what we do.
Wow.
Then so since then I had the experience that once it is soft,
Oh.
it might not be yellow, but it will be
It's
soft.
soft.
Once it's soft, you will know this one is ripe. And then we do use one pin like that, or pin or knife. We just put it inside. It will bring out juice. Like
Oh.
it will drop a liquid, a moisture content. When we
Okay.
know it's ripe, then we don't really use that one. Most times we just press. Once it's soft, we plug
Get it out.
Inside.
All right.
We run out of the farm.
Wow.
That's how it. So once if it's not physically ripe, you can if you press it, it will be soft. And it depends on your demand. Sometimes, if you have a demand of a company, or a company that stores, or a company that exports, they will demand for an unripe fruit. Yeah, because they will store, because if they are exporting, they will have to take the fruits to ship. The distance, the
number of days
during,
and
yeah,
all.
the number of days during that process, it will be ripe. If you are supplying them the ripe fruit, it will be spoiled before it gets to their final destination. So it depends on your supply. Where you are supplying to will determine the stage your fruit will be for you to harvest. And if you are, at times you can delay your fruit.
The ripening.
Yeah, no. The production of the fruit and the harvesting of the fruit for certain purposes.
Okay.
Now, in this present Ramadan that we have now, fruits are expensive.
Right.
So we have farmers. I have colleagues in Ogumosho that they did not harvest their ready fruits just to meet up with
The Ramadan period.
price. So then it will be very ripe. It will be very ripe. It will be yellow. Some will be very red. Depends on the species. Some will be ripe at the bottom. At the bottom, like that, and to the up, it's ripe. And if you want to delay your fruits to for a certain market or for a certain demand like that, you might delay your induction, because if you don't induce, it will not fruit at that time. It might later fruit after 2 years, 3 years, but at that time it will not fruit.
Wow.
So you can delay your induction
To meet a season, to meet a demand.
to meet the demand,
Wow.
to meet a time. You can delay your induction
Interesting.
to fruit, but in one condition. After that induction, they are must in the water for the next 3, 4, 5 months for the fruit to bring out, for the plant to bring out
The
a
fruit.
good fruit.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
it.
All right. Now that we've talked about the harvesting, let's look at the preservation. How do you preserve? How do you store? Okay. I was talking about the example I gave earlier that I bought a pineapple and it looked healthy on the outside, but the inside was nothing
that might be
to write
pests.
home about.
It might be pests.
So it's not a storage issue.
No. It might be sunburn.
Okay, as you explained
it might
earlier.
be sunburn.
Okay.
It might be pests. So it's either one of the two. If it is spoiled inside and it's still fresh outside, it might be sunburn
Okay.
or a pest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you preserve, how do you store a pineapple as a farmer before you get it to, let's say you have a bountiful harvest, you have tons of the fruit on your farm. Okay, how do you pack them? Do you just pack everything together in a sack with a crown and everything? How do you do it to make sure that the fruits are not destroyed, the fruits are still in good shape, even to the final consumer?
Okay, you don't harvest all fruits at the same
time.
because it's
Okay.
a perishable product.
That's right.
That's why we do advise people to plant smooth cayenne, because that one has a very long shelf
life.
Yeah, shelf life. It has a very long shelf life. So once you plant that and you have it, will still stay a bit long compared to other those ones. Once they arrive, they will start drying,
Okay.
and some of them will start fermenting. They will become alcohol. So on one side, But once you harvest, you must have get your market ready.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because
So
most even
market
if it-
ready,
market
fruits
you
ready.
yeah, you supply the market straight. Once from the farm to market, all those buyers will come to your farm with their bosses. They will harvest on your farm. They will pay you. You are less concerned how they are doing the fruit.
Wow.
So most times, people like us, I prefer selling to open markets because we do sell at prevailing price. Now, as I tell, we can sell at 7,000 naira per 7,000 naira per, depends on size actually. Can sell, there used to be sizes of 2,000 naira per dozen, 2,500 naira per dozen.
You don't sell per sack or bag?
Nah.
Oh.
Per dozen sizes. Then there used to be a size of 3,000 naira per dozen, 5,000 naira per dozen, up to 7,000. I've seen the size of 7,000 naira per dozen.
Wow.
We have them open markets. Is in Ogbomoso, is in Ilorin. We have it
Wow.
everywhere.
What do you mean by open market is Georgia?
Yes.
Oh,
you get
I
it.
see.
Open market. Then they will bring pawpaw, they will bring orange, they will bring everything.
Oh, okay.
And in those markets, those people, there used to be people that we used to call alajapa. You just sit down.
They'll
They
come
will-
and meet you.
Yeah, no. Those people will be the ones to sell it. But you will be collecting money. They will collect their charge from the buyer.
Wow.
So if I am selling, okay, this is 2,000 naira per dozen, this is 5,000 naira per dozen, I will collect my 5,000 naira. They will
Wow.
collect their charge from the buyer. It might
Wow.
be 200 naira. It might be, that's how we sell maize too.
Oh.
It might be 200 naira, it might be 300 naira, it might be 500 naira. They will
Wow.
charge the buyer.
Okay.
You just sit down. They will be the ones to sell. They will make money from we bringing our fruit to market. That's their own. That's what they do for a living. They can do
Interesting.
that from morning till night. They will even make money, more money than we that have been in farm since.
Since Tete.
Yes, and they'll make money. But at times it used to pay. Because if I should sign an off-taking agreement with a company, we will sign a price. They can tell me, okay, we're buying the fruit from you at 150 naira. We're buying the fruit from you at 100 naira, at 200 naira. So if the price of the market is more than that price, I will not sell to them. If I had signed an agreement with them, they will sue me.
Wow.
They will sue me if I had signed an agreement with them. So I prefer open markets.
Okay.
So far, okay, dozen 100 lakh bualoni, dozen 50 lakh bualoni. We will not harvest everything at the same time, and even not, it's not everything that will get ready for market at the same time.
That's right.
It's not everything. So you just be harvesting probably every week, every 3 days as you want.
Interesting. All right, Mr. Odola, I need to ask you this: that how big or how long can a pineapple fruit be? You know, talking of the weight, talking of the length, because you find out that fish farmers, for example, sometimes when they are rearing fishes or they go out to the pond to get their fishes out, they just find out that there's a big catch in their fish. Can that be a big catch for you
Definitely.
in a season? How long and how weighty can the pineapple fruit? The highest it can be.
The highest I've seen so far is 4 kg.
Wow.
4 kg, just one fruit. It's very tall and big. It was very tall and big. Even weight, I snapped the picture.
Wow.
It was 4 kg. On a
What could be
digital
responsible for that?
It might be natural. It is natural. The soil, the treatment, everything, things like that might be the cause. And the ones that are even small, not too, they might be the natural phenomenon. Let's say sun. Should I say probably they are shaded a bit? Should I say the pollination? Should I say many factors can be responsible for the size of the fruit. Many things can be responsible.
Wow.
Fertile land, the mode of treatments, application, probably
The temperature, the climate. Wow.
many natural phenomena can be responsible.
For
Yes,
it. Interesting fact we've learned about pineapple farming today on the program. Let's talk Agric on SPFS television. We want to say thank you for your comments, for your contributions so far. I'm sure you've been gaining one or two things from today's discussion with Mr. Oduola Ayodeji, who is a pineapple farmer. Before we go, I need you to talk about how you got the name Dr. Crop. How did they happen? Who gave you the name? Because your friends are listening, your classmates are watching, they want to know why. Some people don't even know you at all. They want to know why you are called Dr. Crop.
Okay. The name was gotten from my love for medicine and surgery.
Oh.
Yes, I've been searching medicine and surgery since 2013. I've been to University of Ibadan, I've been to Obafemi, I've been to Olabisi, I've been to different universities.
But you
in
were
search for
denied
medicine.
admission.
Yes.
Whoa.
Oh, you give me microbiology. Oh, you gave me conservation science.
And you never took them.
Yes, I got to Lautech and said, they gave me agronomy. Agronomy,
Of course, yes.
But we are getting older. We are getting old.
Wow.
Okay, let's just manage this, and probably I will cross to medical laboratory science or across to faculty of
Wow.
medicine. And I met someone. He's also in my department. He changed my orientation. That was how we started.
Who is that person?
You know, he's Mr. Kenny Salami. Yeah, he was the one that changed my orientation about going to medicine, going to nursing. Okay, well, then that was how we started together. He's in service now. That was how we started together, and then that should be since 2016.
Until now, you're doing agriculture.
Yes. We are not good. We are not living.
Wow, you die here.
We are not living.
All right, let's talk about you generally. That concerning farming, has it been profitable for you? Doing farming, doing agriculture, is it a lucrative business?
Yes,
and what would you advise young persons listening to you today?
It is lucrative, but the challenges are much. Yeah.
But you're big. You're looking good.
Yes.
You're looking healthy.
Yes, but the challenges are much.
Wow.
It is not for the weak-hearted. It is not for the lazy people. You can't sit at home and leave your farm there, saying you are farming or you are just deceiving yourself. You have to be there. You have to be up and doing. You have to be up.
You have to
doing.
sit with it.
You have the reason why someone like me settled for pineapple because it is of lesser risk compared to crops like cucumber, like watermelon. God forbid.
Oh, wow.
Compared to cucumber, watermelons.
Oh, we have people doing cucumber.
Yes, I have friends. I think I does that.
We've had them on this program and they are doing absolutely well.
I know. I am not doing. Yes, what I am doing too. They might say they are not interested.
Oh,
that's how it is. You have to choose a niche. You can't do everything in agriculture.
Okay.
You can't do everything. I practice animals. I practice animal husbandry. So I have cattle. I have sheep. I have goats.
Okay.
Very large, something like that. You have to choose a niche. You can't do everything.
Choose your niche.
Yeah, you have to
find
choose
your
a
niche.
Yes. So I stay in permanent crops because I know they are very reliable.
Wow.
You can't easily lose your investment.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
I tried cucumber.
Okay.
No,
Let's not
no.
just go into it. All right. As we wrap up the program this afternoon, I'm sure people have been having a very interesting time on the program today. You're seeing a lot of pineapple on the show today. I'm sure you are very, very motivated to go into pineapple farming if you have interest in it. We have people also with their comments on the program today. We have Ani Ikaye Abduganiyu Olamineka, who is always on the program with us. He said pineapple farming is one of the gold in agri sector. Do you agree with him?
Very well.
I'm sure you find it as a gold.
It's a gold.
All right, thank you, Ani Ikaye Abduganiyu. We have Ayinde Halima. Ayinde Halima saying great work, thank you. Shegun Babatunde is saying this is wonderful, I love this, thank you, we love it too. Tola is saying well done, sir. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the program today. And it is time to say it's a wrap up for today. But before then, we want to present this token of our love to Mr. Oduola Ayodeji, from the CEO and the executive producer of this program, Let's Talk Agric, in person of Mr. Odunton Oluwatobiloba. We want to say thank you for coming all the way. Thank you for loving agriculture. As we love agriculture. We just want to say thank you once again.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, people, this is where we say it's a stop for this episode on Let's Talk Agric. If you have questions, you have contributions, please do not hesitate to drop your comments under the program. The comment section below. You have questions, you have contributions concerning pineapple farming. I guess as we go, I just want to advise pineapple farmers generally. Okay, in this season, you said you are in induction season right now. You're already inducting.
No, we are planting much. We are increasing our plant population.
Oh, all right. Okay. Right now in the season where you find yourself, what's your advice? Looking at climate change, you don't have rainfall as we used to have it. You don't have sunshine as we used to have it. What is your general advice as we leave on the program?
Well, I can say people should try as much as possible in times like this to irrigate, shall I say, part of their farm. If they are not capable of irrigating all of their farms, but
do a part
of the farm.
Oh, that's what our guest said last week.
So that if you make more, that's one. If you irrigate part of the farm, it is very constant that those places they are secured. Then you can leave the farm, the other half, to God
All right.
and be praying.
So do your best and leave the rest.
Yeah,
That
that's
is what
it.
Mr. Oduola, Farmer Oduola, has said on the program as she take away for you as we leave on the program this afternoon. Thank you again, people, for joining us in SPFS TV. We are saying our advice right now. Don't forget to join us next week, same time, same station, 12 noon to 1 p.m. as we'll be discussing another fantastic crop on the program. My name remains Olamide Tejuosho, and on behalf of the crew, we want to say thank you and God bless you. Do join us again next week.